All right. Welcome, everybody, to another deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at the fox squirrel.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites.
I know you love these guys, and I have to admit, I'm pretty excited for this one, too.
Mm-hmm.
Our listeners are obviously big fans of squirrels because we got a ton of requests to cover this little guy.
Can't say I blame him.
And we're going to go way beyond, just the basic facts that you see everywhere.
Hmm.
We're going to really dive into some of the fascinating details that make the fox squirrel so unique.
Sounds good to me.
So we've been digging into some research papers, articles, and even some naturalist observations.
Excellent sources.
Yeah. And one of the things that really stood out to me was just how much we might be overlooking with these guys,
Mm.
Like, we see them all the time, but are we really seeing them?
That's a great point. Familiarity can sometimes lead to, well, a lack of appreciation for just how amazing these creatures truly are.
Yeah, exactly. So, everybody knows that fox squirrels look kind of like foxes, right?
Rip. With that reddish-orange fur.
Yeah. But did you know that coloration can actually vary a lot depending on where they live?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the first things that really caught my attention when I started studying them. A fox squirrel in, say, the Northeast might be a darker, almost grayish brown.
Really?
Yeah. While one down south could be like sporting, vibrant reddish hues.
Oh, wow. So it's all about blending in, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Camouflage is key for survival, right?
Right. So that's amazing. Okay, so we got to talk about those tails because, those things are massive. We're talking 29 inches long.
Oh, yeah. They're huge and so important. I mean, you think about it, they spend a lot of time navigating treetops, making these incredible leaps.
10 feet.
Yeah, 10 feet. And that tail is essential for balance. It acts like a counterweight.
Oh, that makes sense.
And there's even more to it. It plays a role in communication, too.
Yeah.
They can use it to signal to other squirrels.
So it's like a furry semaphore flag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're sending messages with every flick and twitch.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about habitat for a second. I know they're pretty widespread.
Oh, yeah. Very adaptable.
Yeah, but what kind of environment are we really talking about here when we say widespread?
Well, you can find them in a surprising variety of places. Forests, woodlots, parks, suburban backyards.
Really? Backyards.
Oh, yeah. They're pretty comfortable around humans, as long as there's food and shelter.
That's so interesting. Okay, but what's like their ideal habitat? Like if they could pick anywhere?
Well, if you were a fox squirrel looking for prime real estate, you'd probably be after open woodlands with a good mix of oak, hickory, and pine trees.
Uh-huh. So you're telling me they like to eat?
Well, wouldn't you?
If I was a squirrel, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, those trees, they're like a giant buffet for fox squirrels, right? Acorns, hickory nuts, pine seeds, all staples in their diet.
And that's how they help spread those trees around too, right?
Exactly. They're little forest gardeners. They bury those nuts and seeds for later, and, sometimes they forget where they buried them.
Yeah. Which is lucky for the forest.
Exactly. And those forgotten caches can sprout new trees, which helps with forest regeneration and even tree diversity.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Okay, but I was reading that they don't just eat nuts and seeds, right?
Oh, no, they're definitely opportunistic eaters. They'll take advantage of whatever's available. So, yeah, you might find them munching on bird eggs or even small vertebrates.
Whoa. Didn't see that coming. Okay, so switching gears for a sec, let's talk about family life.
All right.
So I was reading they can have 2 litters a year, which seems like a lot for a wild animal.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
So what's their parenting style like? Are they good parents?
Oh, yeah. They're quite dedicated. The females build these really elaborate nests called drays, usually high up in the branches, woven from leaves and twigs.
Well, they're like master weavers.
Yeah, pretty much. But, they're also resourceful. If a good tree cavity is available, they'll use that too.
So adaptable. Really incredible. These everything they do is about adapting and thriving.
Yeah, they've really figured out how to make it work in a variety of environments. And I think that's a big part of their success.
Right. They're seed dispersers, occasional predators. They really are these ecological all-stars, keeping everything in balance.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. They're playing a really important role even in those urban environments we were talking about earlier.
Right, which I think raises some interesting questions about, how we interact with them.
Yeah, for sure. It's something we should all be thinking about. Like, is it ethical to feed them? Does it change their natural foraging behaviors?
Those are great questions, especially since habitat loss and competition from other squirrels are, pretty big challenges for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to help them out, supporting organizations that work to protect and restore woodland habitat is huge.
Yeah. I'm sure our listeners would love to hear about some of those.
Oh, yeah, we can definitely share some resources. And, even planting native trees in your own yard can make a difference.
That's a great idea. Create those corridors for them to travel.
Exactly. And honestly, even simple things like avoiding feeding them can help maintain their natural foraging instincts.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like this deep dive has been so enlightening.
Okay.
We've really uncovered the secrets of their adaptable nature. We've explored their role in the ecosystem and even touched on, the ethical considerations of sharing our space with them.
It's been a great conversation. Really makes you appreciate these little guys, huh?
It really does. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Hmm. I guess I'd just say, don't underestimate those squirrels you see scampering around. They might seem ordinary, but there's a lot more to them than meets the eye.
Mm.
Just take a moment to observe them in their natural habitat, even if it's just a city park, and I guarantee you'll be amazed by their resilience and adaptability.
Beautifully said.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of the fox squirrel.
my pleasure.
We hope you've all gained a new appreciation for these incredible creatures. Maybe even feel inspired to learn more about the wildlife that's living right in your own backyard.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Bye, everyone.